You've served for years as a member of the U.S. Bishops' Conference Committee on the Liturgy, so you're well aware of the changes that will be coming to Sunday Mass during the first week of Advent, the first weekend of Advent.
Sure.
Tell us about that. I'm tempted to use the words of Pope John Paul II, be not afraid. Many people are thinking that, oh my gosh, the Mass will be so different, I won't know what to say, I won't know what to do. Any basis to that?
I don't see any basis. Of course, I've gotten used to, we were working with ISIL, we were working with Vox Clara, all the different committees that were putting it together. The U.S. bishops have gone over everything, so I've gone over it a lot. If they would sit down and read through, they'd see that it's pretty much what we have now. In a few cases, the translation is markedly different, where the old translation was inadequate. But the Mass hasn't changed. The actions, everything is exactly the same. The words, in a few instances, have changed. And they've changed in order to be more faithful to the Latin original, which gives us a sense of being closer to the scriptural quotation that is in the liturgy that got lost about 40 years ago. So I think it'll enrich people's lives, and once they look at it, I think it'll be fine.
You just mentioned the connection to Scripture. It seems to me that is one of the great pluses of this new translation.
Yeah.
It makes much more explicit that the source of the words of the Mass is Scripture.
Sure, exactly. No, it's a good prayerful way of worshiping God, and it's our way. We do it together. It's the unity of the Church is also unity in worship, and so this is a new expression that's more faithful, and not just to a text, but to the Mass itself. So I'm looking forward to it.
Talk about chant in the new liturgy. You're a singer. You've been a choir boy. You were a choir boy way back when. The new Missal encourages a greater use of chant within the liturgy, doesn't it?
Well, if you recall, you wouldn't, you're too young, but the old Latin High Mass was entirely chanted. Everything that was said was chanted. It was all sung. And we lost the difference between the High Mass and the Low Mass in the new liturgy, where part was sung and part wasn't, more or less at the discretion of the parish or the priest. This is encouraging us to have a celebration of the Eucharist which is chanted all the way through. The Eastern rites in the Catholic Church do that. So we've got the music, and it's not that difficult. I find it pretty simple to go through, and I hope, therefore, that we will, if not necessarily chant everything, sing everything in a Mass, we'll sing a lot more than we're doing now. And sing the Mass, not just hymns at Mass, but sing the Mass. And I think that will help. We'll do what we're doing now, I'm sure, but this will be, I think, a way of celebrating that will be far more joyful, I think, because we'll be singing more often.